Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here. Today we're diving into a reading all about messages from your divine counterpart, and I'm just buzzing with anticipation to see what comes through for you all. Consider this a safe and loving space where we can explore the energies around your connection. So, what makes this reading special? We're going to be tapping into the heartfelt communications from your divine counterpart. You know, those whispers of the soul that sometimes get lost in the everyday shuffle. This reading is timeless, so whenever you're watching this, the message is meant for you. We're going to uncover some really deep and meaningful insights today. Now, let's meet the crystals. For our first pile, we have this gorgeous Labradorite Sun, representing awakening, and the theme is solar flares of recognition. Think of a sudden burst of clarity illuminating your divine connection. Then, for pile number 2, we have this beautiful Sodalite angel, signifying nurturing, with whispers of serenity as our theme. This is all about gentle guidance, fostering emotional harmony within the divine partnership. Next up, pile 3 features a Selenite pyramid for protective energy, and the theme is shield of light, building a foundation of trust and safety for a sacred bond. And finally, for pile number 4, we have this stunning amethyst palm stone symbolizing harmonizing, and our theme is violet flame integration, dissolving discord and embracing shared spiritual growth with your counterpart. Take a deep breath, close your eyes for a moment, and ask yourself which crystal you feel most drawn to. Trust your intuition, there's no pressure to pick any specific one. It's perfectly okay to check out multiple piles, too. Maybe there's a message in more than one for you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Now, set the intention to receive the messages that are meant for you. Go ahead and pause the video here, and I'll meet you at your chosen pile. Okay, so Labradorite Sun, right? Awakening. And the theme is solar flares of recognition. So it's like bam, sudden clarity hitting you about this divine connection. Like a cosmic alarm clock going off. This is gonna be good, like really good. Oh my god, pile number whatever, you guys are in for it. 10 of Swords first. Death, then the 10 of Wands. Okay, so, like, someone definitely feels stabbed in the back, right? 10 of Swords is brutal. It's like the ultimate betrayal, the absolute worst-case scenario playing out. Maybe you felt totally defeated, like you gave everything, and it still wasn't enough, you know. With this divine counterpart energy, maybe it feels like they just completely blindsided you, or maybe you feel you let yourself down. It could be this situation has been building. So, I'm getting, like, a major ending vibe here, a feeling of utter and complete closure to this part of your life. But okay, don't freak out, because then we have the Death card, which, thank God, isn't usually literal. This isn't like someone's dying, okay? This is about transformation, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you know? It's the universe clearing out the old to make way for the new. So, whatever that 10 of Swords was about, that pain, that betrayal, it's done. Like kaput. The universe is hitting the reset button for you. It's so important. And with the solar flare theme, this Death card moment, it's going to be sudden. Like a flash of insight that changes everything. You suddenly see why this needed to happen, and that opens the path to something way better, especially in regards to this divine counterpart connection. Maybe you're realizing they're not who you thought they were, or maybe you see your part in the drama, and that's what's shifting. But then, the 10 of Wands. Okay, so the transformation is happening, but you're still carrying a heavy load. It's that feeling of being weighed down, burdened by responsibilities, or maybe even just the emotional baggage from the past. But like, here's the thing, you're almost there. The 10 of Wands is the last push before you drop all that weight and walk free. Think of it like climbing a mountain. The view from the top is amazing, but that last bit is always the hardest, right? So just keep going, keep pushing, because the relief is coming and it's going to be so worth it. Remember the Labradorite. You're awakening, and the sun is about to shine on a brand new you and a brand new connection. Okay, so after all that heavy lifting with the 10 of Wands, like, you're probably exhausted, right? So, like, maybe the universe is saying, time out. And then bam, we get the Hanged Man, so like, it's a forced pause almost. But I think this pause is absolutely necessary with that solar flare energy we spoke about, Because, like, the universe is like, hold up, you need to see this from a completely different angle. You know? So the Hanged Man, like, he's hanging upside down, right? It looks uncomfortable, but he's actually, like, enlightened. So, with this divine counterpart thing, it's like, maybe you need to totally flip your perspective on the entire connection, you know? Maybe you've been so focused on what you want, or what you think it should be, that you're missing something crucial. Or, like, maybe you need to surrender to the idea that things aren't going to happen on your timeline, you know? This isn't about giving up, though. It's more about, like, letting go of control. It's almost like the universe is saying, trust me, I got this. This card is so interesting because it can also mean sacrifice, you know? Like, are you sacrificing too much for this connection? Or, on the flip side, maybe you need to sacrifice your ego, your expectations, to truly see this person for who they are, you know? With the Labradorite Sun, it's like, this is your awakening. And with the Hanged Man, it's like, what do you need to give up to actually awaken to this truth of this connection? Maybe you are sacrificing your time and energy for someone who isn't meeting you where you need to be met. Think about it this way, like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results, right? The Hanged Man is all about breaking that cycle. It's about being willing to see things differently, even if it's uncomfortable. Maybe you need to step back and ask yourself some tough questions. What are you really hoping to gain from this connection? Are your expectations realistic? Are you willing to accept this person as they are, flaws and all, or is there a hidden ego agenda here that is holding you back? This could also indicate a need to trust your intuition, you know. Because sometimes, the answers aren't logical, they're intuitive. What does your gut tell you about this person? About this connection? What do you need to release to allow the sun to shine? Okay, I am really curious to see what the next cards have to say about where this surrender is leading you, because this feels like a pivotal moment, like everything is about to shift again. Okay, Seven of Wands, all right. So, after all that surrender with the Hanged Man, now you have to, like, fight for something. I feel like the universe is testing you here, you know? Like, are you really ready for this new beginning? Are you really committed to this connection? Because the Seven of Wands is all about standing your ground, even when you're outnumbered, you know. This isn't an easy card, like, it means there are definitely going to be challenges, obstacles, maybe even people who are trying to undermine you or your connection. But it's like, you've got this, okay? You have the strength and the resilience to overcome anything that comes your way. Think of it like you're on top of that mountain we talked about with the Ten of Wands, you know. You've climbed all the way up, you've dropped all that baggage, you're finally feeling free, and then, bam, here come the naysayers, right? Maybe it's people from your past, maybe it's society's expectations, maybe it's even your own self-doubt creeping back in. But the Seven of Wands is saying, like, no, stand tall, defend what you believe in. It's like you've come too far to back down now, you know? With this divine counterpart connection, it's like maybe you're facing opposition from outside sources, like friends or family who don't approve. Or maybe the challenge is internal, like your own fears and insecurities popping up again, trying to sabotage things before they even get started, you know. Maybe, after that death card energy, you're scared to be vulnerable. Maybe you're so used to carrying that Ten of Wands burden that you don't know how to just stand in your power, you know? But the Labradorite Sun is all about awakening, so this is your chance to really shine, okay. This is your moment to step into your authentic self and say, this is who I am, this is what I want, and I'm not afraid to fight for it. Remember that solar flare of recognition? It's like you've seen the truth of this connection, you've surrendered to the process, and now you need to defend that truth against anything that tries to dim your light. So, like, the big question here is, how are you going to use your strength? Are you going to let fear win, or are you going to stand tall and fight for what you believe in? What does this solar flare want you to fight for? Because, like, the next card is going to show you where all this energy is leading you, you know. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I love this card. It's like, after all that intensity, all that, like, emotional upheaval, you're finally landing in a place of, like, stability and abundance, you know? But, like, not in a flashy, showy way. It's more about, like, a deep sense of security and contentment, you know? So, like, after fighting for what you believe in with the Seven of Wands, are you now in a place where you can actually, like, enjoy the fruits of your labor. With this divine counterpart connection, it's like, maybe you've finally created a solid foundation for something real, something lasting, you know? But like, the Queen of Pentacles isn't just about material wealth, right? It's also about nurturing and caring for yourself and others, you know? So maybe this is a sign that you're finally in a place where you can really, like, take care of yourself after all that, like, heavy lifting with the Ten of Wands, you know? It's like, you've earned this, okay? You've gone through the fire with the Ten of Swords and death. You've surrendered with the Hanged Man. You've fought for what you believe in with the Seven of Wands. And now you're finally in a place where you can, like, relax and enjoy the good things in life. This is such a testament to the solar flare of recognition that maybe you are finally recognizing that you deserve this feeling of, like, comfort. Maybe you were stuck in a paradigm of scarcity before, but this energy is saying that you're finally in a place of abundance and that it is safe for you to create a beautiful, loving, and secure environment around yourself. But okay, like, here's another way to look at it, right? Maybe the Queen of Pentacles is a reminder to stay grounded, even as you're experiencing this, like, awakening with the Labradorite Sun, you know? It's like, don't get so caught up in the, like, spiritual stuff that you forget about the practical stuff, like paying your bills and taking care of your body, you know? Like, it's a balance, right? And with this divine counterpart connection, it's like, maybe you need to make sure that you're not just focused on the, like, soulmate aspect, but also on the, like, real-life compatibility, you know? Like, do you actually enjoy spending time together? Do you share the same values? Are you both willing to put in the work to create a lasting relationship? This card can also represent the divine feminine. So, like, the big question here is, how are you going to use this newfound stability and abundance? Are you going to use it to create a more fulfilling life for yourself? Are you going to use it to nurture your relationships? Or are you going to let it go to your head and become all, like, materialistic, you know? What does the solar flare mean by bringing you into this energy? I am so curious to see what the next card is, because I have a feeling it's going to give us some major clues about where all this is heading, like what the next steps are. It feels like you've earned a rest, but for how long? Okay, so after all that Queen of Pentacles energy, feeling all secure and abundant, we get the Nine of Cups. Ooh, now this is interesting, right? Because the Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. It's that feeling of like, yes, everything I wanted is finally here. So, like, with this divine counterpart connection, maybe this is a sign that your wishes are finally coming true. Like all that hard work, all that fighting for what you believe in with the Seven of Wands, it's finally paying off, you know? Maybe you're finally in a place where you can, like, manifest the relationship you've always dreamed of, the one you've been working for. This card really feels good. It's so satisfying. It's also about satisfaction and contentment with where you are. Maybe all the chaos has died down and you're like, okay, I can relax. You know, maybe you're feeling like you have finally aligned with a partner that meets your emotional needs and desires. Like, this is it. It's almost too good to be true, right? This could even be the universe's way of solidifying that this is meant for you. You got the Queen of Pentacles and now the Nine of Cups. Like what? But okay, here's the thing, right? Sometimes when we get everything we want, we can get a little, like, complacent, you know? It's like, maybe this is the universe's way of saying, okay, you got your wish, but now what are you going to do with it? Are you going to just sit back and, like, enjoy the ride, or are you going to keep growing, keep evolving? Maybe you have everything you want, but are you still going to prioritize growth? What does it mean to maintain that momentum? Are you going to keep putting in the work to nurture this relationship? I think the danger with the Nine of Cups is it can also cause us to just be happy with where we are. But maybe your desires are changing. Maybe you are in need of something different. You may not even know it yet. So, like, with this awakening energy of the Labradorite Sun, it's like, are you really awake, or are you just, like, dreaming? Because this solar flare of recognition, it's not just about recognizing that you've achieved your desires, it's also about recognizing what those desires are and how they might change. Like, what is the solar flare illuminating here? Is it the joy of wish fulfillment, or is it a potential for stagnation? What is the universe asking you to recognize here? I am so curious to see what the next card is, and what it is going to tell us about where this is heading. Okay, so after all of that wish fulfillment, we have the Hierophant, which is so interesting, right? Because it's after all that personal growth, are you now ready to step into a more traditional role? Or is it something different? The Hierophant is all about institutions, traditions, and established systems. So with this divine counterpart connection, it's does this mean marriage? Does this mean commitment? Does this mean following a more traditional path? But I think it's less that and more, are you seeking validation outside of yourself? But here's the thing, the Hierophant can also be about finding your own spiritual path. It's about seeking wisdom and guidance, but ultimately trusting your own inner authority. So, with that Labradorite Sun energy, it's this isn't about blindly following tradition, it's about finding your own truth, even if it challenges conventional wisdom, right? Because that solar flare of recognition, it's about seeing things clearly for yourself. What does your intuition tell you about this connection? What feels right for you, regardless of what society, or your family, or your friends might say? It is about finding your own meaning. It can also indicate a need to look at the spiritual side of things and how you can find that balance. Maybe the universe is encouraging you to seek guidance from a mentor or a spiritual teacher, someone who can help you understand your path more clearly. But ultimately, the decisions are yours, okay? You have to trust your own inner compass. So, the big question here is, how are you going to use this newfound wisdom? Are you going to use it to conform to expectations, or are you going to use it to create your own unique path, one that aligns with your soul's purpose? What does the solar flare mean to you? And with this divine counterpart connection, it's are you going to let tradition dictate your relationship, or are you going to create something that's truly authentic and meaningful for both of you? So, Pile Crystal, Labradorite Sun, you have been on a journey. Embrace that awakening, trust your intuition, and know that you have the power to create the life and the love that you truly desire. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo and create your own path, all right? I am so excited for you, and so excited to see where this all leads. Okay, Sodalite Angel, so beautiful, it's all about nurturing, right? And our theme is Whispers of Serenity, gentle guidance fostering emotional harmony in the divine partnership. So let's see what that looks like with these cards. All right, first up, we have the Five of Wands. This card often screams competition, conflict, sometimes just a general sense of chaos. It's everyone's fighting for attention or for their voice to be heard. In the context of a divine partnership, it could mean there are disagreements or clashes of ego happening. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just means there are different perspectives and maybe some struggles around communication. Maybe you're both just really passionate. And that passion sometimes comes out as friction. But is that necessarily a problem, or does it add zest? That's what we need to find out, right? Next, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, she is all about clarity, truth, and cutting through illusions. She's incredibly intelligent and perceptive, but she can also be a little detached. She sees things very logically, sometimes without a lot of emotion. So, in this partnership, the Queen of Swords might represent someone who is bringing a very clear-eyed perspective to the situation. Maybe someone who is not afraid to speak their mind, even if it's a little harsh. But it's coming from a place of wanting the truth, wanting what's best, wanting clarity, not necessarily from a place of malice, which I feel is important to remember. She's not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. She's just trying to get to the heart of the matter, and that's a really important distinction. And finally, we have the Star. Oh, I love the Star. This card is all about hope, healing, inspiration, and renewed faith. It's after the storm. It represents a sense of calm and peace after a period of difficulty, total serenity. So, seeing the Star after the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Swords tells me that even though there might be some conflict and some potentially difficult truths being spoken, there is ultimately a path towards healing and harmony. So, putting it all together, it feels like this divine partnership is going through a period where there are some disagreements and maybe some tough conversations that need to be had, right? But the presence of the star assures us that this is all leading to a place of greater understanding, healing, and renewed hope for the future. And that, I think, is really beautiful. It's like the nurturing energy of the Sodalite is there to support you through the rough patches and guide you towards that serenity. Are you excited? Because I'm super excited to see how this plays out. Okay, so now we have the Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, right? It's all about speed, like things are happening fast. Like rapid movement, quick decisions, things are just like suddenly accelerating. So, after all that conflict, you know, the Five of Wands and the clarity of the Queen of Swords and that beautiful hope from the star. This Eight of Wands is like, things are picking up speed. So, what does that mean? Well, maybe, just maybe, all that conflict is resolving really quickly now. Like, you've had those disagreements, you've spoken your truths, and now things are just like smoothing out at warp speed, you know? Or maybe all that clarity, that Queen of Swords energy, has led to some really rapid decisions being made. Like you've seen things clearly, you know what you need to do, and now you're just like taking action super fast. It's all like boom, 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 you know? Or, and this is so exciting to think about, maybe that hope, that feeling of renewed faith from the star, is just manifesting super, super quickly. Like you've put your intentions out there, you believe in the possibilities, and now the universe is just like delivering it to you at lightning speed. I love that. But you know, it's important to remember that speed isn't always a good thing, right? Like, sometimes you need to slow down and take a breath. So, maybe this Eight of Wands is also a reminder to, like, make sure you're not rushing into things too quickly. Like, are you really thinking things through? Are you being mindful of the consequences of your actions? It could be a warning to not get swept away by the momentum, you know? But overall, I feel like this card is really positive. It's like things are moving forward, progress is being made, and you're on the right track. But I think it's so important to not lose track of that gentle guidance and emotional harmony, right? That we're getting from the Sodalite angel. Like, even though things are happening fast, it's important to stay grounded and connected to your intuition. So, yeah, the Eight of Wands, so exciting. I can't wait to see how this all plays out with the next cards, you know? What's going to happen with all this sudden speed and movement? Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's like, things are really heating up in this divine partnership, and I am here for it. I think the next card is going to really set this all into motion, either good or bad, but it's going to be important for sure. Okay, so now we have the Six of Cups, which is like, such a gentle card, right? After all that speed and maybe even a little bit of chaos, the Six of Cups is like a breath of fresh air. It's all about nostalgia, childhood memories, innocence, and like simple joys. It's about connecting with your past, but also sharing that connection with someone else, you know. So, how does this fit into our divine partnership story? Well, maybe, just maybe, all that conflict from the Five of Wands is actually rooted in past experiences, right? Like, maybe you're both bringing old wounds or childhood patterns into the relationship, and those are creating friction. The Six of Cups could be a gentle nudge to, like, look back and understand where those patterns are coming from, you know? Maybe it's time to have a heart-to-heart about your childhoods, your past relationships, and how those experiences are shaping your present dynamic. That feels right with the nurturing energy of the Sodalite angel, right? Like nurturing those inner children, healing those old wounds together. Or, think about this. With that Queen of Swords energy, that clarity and truth-telling, maybe the Six of Cups is saying, okay, you've been so focused on the present and the future, but maybe you need to reconnect with what's truly important. You know. It's about remembering the simple joys, the things that made you happy as a kid, the things that brought you together in the first place. It could be like a reminder to not get so caught up in the drama and the intensity and to just like have some fun and be playful together. And then, with that Eight of Wands, that crazy speed. Maybe the Six of Cups is a call to slow down, right? Like, whoa, things are moving fast, but are you really connecting with each other on a deeper level? You know, are you taking the time to nurture your connection, to appreciate the little things, to create memories together? It could be a warning that you're so focused on the future that you're forgetting to enjoy the present moment, that you're forgetting the foundation on which this relationship was built. Or, and this is so exciting, Maybe the Six of Cups is a sign that you're about to enter a period of, like, renewed innocence and joy in the relationship. Like, all the conflict and the clarity and the speed have cleared the way for a fresh start, a chance to reconnect with each other on a deeper, more authentic level. It's like you're rediscovering the simple joys of being together, the things that made you fall in love in the first place. It could be really powerful, right? I'm so curious to see which way this card is going to swing, but I think it's a powerful lesson in this divine partnerships and a reminder to take things slow and appreciate the joy that is possible to experience or that you are already experiencing. I am so excited to see what this all means with our final cards. Okay, so now we have the Fool. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting, you know? The Fool is all about new beginnings, like taking a leap of faith, stepping into the unknown with total trust and innocence. It's like anything is possible, right? So after all that, wow, this is really something. How does this fit in? Well, maybe all that conflict from the Five of Wands, all those clashing egos, maybe it's finally led to a point where someone is just saying, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go and start fresh. You know, like totally surrendering to the journey, even if you don't know where it's going to lead. It's kind of scary, but also incredibly freeing, right? Or, with the Queen of Swords and her razor-sharp clarity, maybe the Fool is saying, like, okay, you've seen all the facts, you know all the potential pitfalls, but sometimes you just have to ignore all that and just, like, jump. You know, like, trust your intuition and go for it, even if it doesn't make logical sense. And then there's the Star, right? All that hope and renewed faith. Maybe the Fool is a sign that that hope is about to manifest in a completely unexpected way. Like, you've been putting your intentions out there, you've been believing in the possibilities, and now the universe is just, like, opening up a brand new door that you never even saw coming, you know. And with the Eight of Wands, all that crazy speed, maybe the Fool is a call to, like, slow down a little bit. Like, whoa, things are moving fast, but where are you even going? You know, maybe it's time to just stop, take a breath, and just, like, see where the universe wants to take you. And then, of course, the Six of Cups, all that nostalgia and those childhood memories. Maybe the Fool is saying, like, okay, you've been dwelling on the past, but it's time to let it go and create some new memories. You know, but here's the thing, with the Fool, it's so important to remember to still, you know, to be safe, right? Like, don't be too foolish. It's about trusting the universe, but also being mindful of the present. Don't forget that gentle guidance and emotional harmony that we're getting from the Sodalite angel. It's like you can take that leap of faith, but do it with your heart open and with your eyes open, too, you know? I'm so excited to see how this plays out with our final card. What's going to happen with all this new energy? This is like, seriously, the most exciting reading ever. Okay, so after the Fool, right? All that new beginning energy, that leap of faith. Now we have the Page of Wands. Oh, this is getting so good. Okay, so the Page of Wands is all about, like, new ideas, inspiration, a spark of creativity, you know? It's like a messenger bringing exciting news, or a young, enthusiastic person full of energy and optimism. So, how does this fit into our divine partnership journey? Well, maybe, just maybe, after taking that leap of faith with the Fool, this Page of Wands is like a sign that your new adventure is going to be filled with inspiration and excitement, you know. Like, that leap wasn't just a blind jump, it was a jump into a whole new world of possibilities. It's like the universe is sending you a little nudge, saying, hey, get excited. Things are about to get really interesting. Or, you know, maybe that new beginning is going to spark some serious creativity in the relationship. Maybe you're going to start working on a project together, or exploring new hobbies, or just finding new ways to express your love and passion for each other, you know. Or think about this, maybe the Page of Wands is actually a message from your divine counterpart, right? Like, maybe they're the one bringing the new ideas, the inspiration, the spark of excitement into the relationship. Maybe they're feeling particularly creative or passionate right now, and they're just bursting to share it with you. It's like their energy is so contagious, you can't help but get swept up in it, you know? But, you know, it's important to remember that the Page of Wands can also be a little impulsive, right? Like, they're so excited about their ideas that they might not always think things through, you know? So maybe this card is a reminder to, like, temper your enthusiasm with a little bit of groundedness. Like, don't get so carried away with the excitement that you forget to be practical and realistic, you know? Especially with that nurturing Sodalite angel energy, right? Like, nurture that enthusiasm, but also nurture your sense of balance and serenity, you know. But overall, I feel like this Page of Wands is a really positive sign. It's like that leap of faith you took with the Fool is paying off, and you're about to enter a period of renewed inspiration and excitement in your relationship. It's like, get ready for some fun, some adventure, and some serious creative energy. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see what this all means with the next card, you know? What kind of inspiration is coming? Where is this going to lead? Okay, Sodalite Angel, here we go, the final card, the World. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. So, the World, right? It's all about completion, fulfillment, integration, like you've reached the end of a cycle and you're ready to move on to the next level, you know. So after all that conflict, clarity, hope, speed, nostalgia, new beginnings, and inspiration, all that we just talked about, how does it all come together? Well, the World is like saying, you did it. You know, you've gone through all the ups and downs, you've faced your challenges, you've learned your lessons, and now you're ready to reap the rewards. Maybe all that conflict from the Five of Wands was necessary to clear the air and create space for something new, you know? And the Queen of Swords, with her sharp clarity, helped you see the truth and make the right decisions. And the Star, that beautiful hope, kept you going even when things got tough. Then the Eight of Wands came in so fast, and now maybe the Six of Cups reminded you of what's truly important. The Fool helped you take that leap of faith, and the Page of Wands brought the inspiration you needed to keep moving forward. And now, the World is saying, okay, it all makes sense now. You know, it's like all the pieces of the puzzle have finally fallen into place. It's all about integrating all those different aspects of yourself and your relationship, the good and the bad, the light and the shadow, you know? It's about coming to a place of wholeness, where you accept everything that has happened and you're ready to move forward with confidence and grace. With the nurturing energy of the Sodalite, you can do it. Maybe this completion means you're ready to take your relationship to the next level, you know? Like, maybe you're getting engaged, or moving in together, or starting a family. Or maybe it means you're ready to release something that's no longer serving you, a job, a limiting belief, something that you don't need anymore. Or maybe it just means you've reached a new level of understanding and acceptance within yourself and each other. You've completed a huge cycle, and you can start anew with confidence and understanding. Whatever it is, the World is a sign that you're on the right track and you're ready to embrace whatever comes next. So, celebrate your accomplishments, appreciate the journey, and get excited about the future. You've got this, I know you do. Okay, wow, Selenite, right? Such a beautiful, protective energy, and this pyramid shape just amplifies it. It's all about creating a shield of light, building that safe space, especially when you're dealing with a connection as sacred as a divine counterpart. So let's dive into these cards because they're telling such an amazing story. We've got the Fool, the Devil, and the World. Okay, so the Fool first, right? Such pure, innocent energy. This really feels like your divine counterpart is stepping into something completely new, like a fresh start. They're feeling that excitement, that leap of faith, trusting the universe to catch them. And because this is a message for you, it feels like they're inviting you on this journey with them. There's a sense of boundless possibility here, like anything can happen. Maybe they're ready to just shed old skin and embrace whatever comes next. And that trust, that's huge given we're talking about building a foundation of safety with that selenite energy. They're ready to trust, not just the universe, but you too, implicitly. But then, we have the Devil card. Don't freak out, okay? It's not necessarily bad, but it does suggest a test. A temptation, maybe? It's like your counterpart is being challenged. There might be some old patterns, some shadow aspects, things they need to confront. Maybe they're struggling with control or feeling trapped by something. It could even be fear of truly opening up, of being vulnerable. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you want to trust? Let's see how strong that trust really is. Remember that selenite, though. This isn't about succumbing. It's about recognizing these shadows and choosing to rise above them together. And finally, the World. What a beautiful card to end on. It signifies completion, wholeness, and fulfillment. It feels like after navigating those challenges, after facing those temptations represented by the devil, your divine counterpart, and, by extension, you both achieves a new level of understanding and unity. It's like the journey that started with that innocent leap of faith of the fool has come full circle. They've learned, they've grown, and now they're ready to step into their full potential together. There's such a strong sense of harmony and balance here, like everything has aligned perfectly, and that protective selenite energy. It's like it's been there all along, guiding and safeguarding this journey to completion. It's like they made it through to the other side, ready for a new cycle with you, building a solid foundation, brick by protective brick. Okay, deep breath, here we go. So after this beautiful sense of completion with the world, we pull the Ten of Swords. I know it looks scary, but trust me, it's not always as bad as it seems. Remember that Devil card? That temptation, those shadows? I feel like this Ten of Swords, it's connected. It's like maybe the completion wasn't quite as complete as we thought. Maybe those shadows, those old patterns, they came back with a vengeance. It's almost like a final showdown with those demons, you know? But look, the selenite is all about protection, right? So maybe this isn't a true ending, but a dramatic, necessary one. Like something had to be cut away, even if it hurt like crazy. Think of it like, a surgical intervention. Painful, yes, but ultimately necessary for healing. Or, okay, another way to look at it, maybe your divine counterpart felt like they were at the end of their rope, even though they weren't actually there yet. It's like an overreaction, a moment of intense despair that might not be totally grounded in reality, a trick of the light. The Ten of Swords often represents hitting rock bottom, feeling betrayed, a sense of utter defeat. But what if, in this case, it's about perceived defeat? What if your counterpart is feeling overwhelmed, but the selenite is there to remind them that they're stronger than they think? That they have the inner resources, that shield of light to get through this? Maybe this card is actually highlighting the fear of failure more than actual failure itself. Maybe it is an ending, not of the whole journey, but of a specific cycle, a specific way of thinking or being that no longer serves them. It feels like they were carrying something heavy, and it finally broke them. It's not pretty, but it's a release, a chance to rebuild from the ground up. And remember the Fool? That fresh start energy? Maybe this Ten of Swords is clearing the way for an even more authentic beginning. Okay, so we have the world which seems like this amazing completion that the selenite built up to. It's like it was protecting them all along. But now, it's like all hell breaks loose, or at least feels like it. So what does this mean for the final cards? Are we going to see a phoenix rising from the ashes, or a need for even more protection and healing? It feels like, okay, this isn't the end of the story at all, but a crucial turning point. Oh my gosh, Judgment. Okay, wow, this is huge. I mean, after the Ten of Swords, or the feeling of the Ten of Swords, Judgment is like a rebirth. It's that moment of awakening, that call to step into your highest self. You know, like the universe is saying, okay, you've been through it, now it's time to rise. And given all that selenite protection, it feels like this isn't just any awakening, but a divinely guided one. Remember the Fool stepping off that cliff. And then the Devil with all those temptations and shadows. This feels like the culmination of that whole journey. Like all those experiences, all those challenges, they were leading to this exact moment. It's like a karmic clearing, you know? All the old stuff, all the baggage is being released so you can finally step into your true potential. I feel like this could be about forgiveness, too. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others. Maybe that Ten of Swords feeling was tied to some past mistakes, some regrets. But Judgment is saying, it's okay, let it go. You've learned from it, now move on. It is also a major life review. It's like the universe is putting your life on rewind. So, it's like showing you the path that you have been on this whole time with all the mistakes, lessons, and strengths. All those things were what ultimately brought you here, to this sacred moment of change. So think about it, the card of Judgment in tandem with the selenite pyramid and the shield of light it brings. It's like you are divinely protected through all of your worst decisions. The selenite shield of light makes sure that all of your missteps are simply lessons along the way. In all of your struggles, you never fail because the selenite will always have your back. And think about that selenite, That shield of light. It's like it's been preparing you for this moment all along. Protecting you, guiding you, so you could be ready to answer this call. So, you could step into your power. This card is about radical honesty and about becoming the best possible version of yourself. It feels like the Selenite made sure the Ten of Swords didn't actually destroy you. It was just a wake-up call, and now it's like it's amplifying this judgment energy, making it even more powerful, even more transformative. Gosh, I'm so excited to see what the last card is now. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've been judged, you've been forgiven, now what are you going to do with it? Okay, so after that huge transformation with judgment, we get the Two of Pentacles. What does this even mean, right? At first glance, it seems so much more mundane, after all that spiritual upheaval, but I don't think so. I feel like the universe is saying, okay, you've been reborn, but now you gotta, do something with it. You know. The Two of Pentacles is all about balance, juggling different priorities, staying adaptable. It's about managing resources, but in a very practical, everyday kind of way. After the intensity of judgment, this card feels like it's bringing things down to earth. Like, okay, you've had this massive awakening, but life still goes on, you still have bills to pay, you know. It's about bringing that new awareness into your daily life and finding a rhythm that works. And that shield of light is still there, right? So it's not just about juggling for the sake of juggling. It's about finding a sustainable way to live your truth, your newly awakened truth, with that Selenite protecting you. But this card can also be about feeling overwhelmed, right? Like you're trying to do too much at once and maybe not succeeding at any of it. So maybe your divine counterpart is feeling a little scattered right now. Like they've had this huge shift with judgment, but now they're trying to integrate it into their daily life, and it's a bit messy. Maybe they're trying to balance their spiritual growth with their responsibilities, their desires with their obligations. Maybe they are juggling their old life with their new life. This card is challenging you and them to find a steady rhythm, a constant flow that allows balance and growth within a tumultuous situation. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've got all these amazing opportunities, all this potential, but can you handle it? Can you find a way to stay grounded and focused, even when things get chaotic? And remember that Devil card? Maybe some of those old temptations are still lingering. Maybe your counterpart is struggling to balance their newfound freedom with their old patterns and addictions. The Two of Pentacles is asking them to be mindful of their choices and to prioritize what truly matters, what truly aligns with their highest self, because the shield of light is there, but it can't do all the work alone. Gosh, this is getting so interesting, like the Selenite Pyramid's protection is there, but it's also about using your own discernment, your own inner wisdom to navigate these choices, to find that equilibrium, that harmony within the chaos. So, how does all this come together? What's that final message? I am so ready to pull the last card. Okay, so we have been reborn and are balancing our lives, then bam, the Tower. Oh my gosh, this is intense. I mean, after all that work we've done, it feels like everything is falling apart. But wait, remember the Selenite? That shield of light? I think this isn't just about destruction, it's about a necessary upheaval. It's like all those cracks in the foundation we talked about. The ones from the Devil card, the Ten of Swords? The Tower is like the universe saying, okay, we gotta tear this down to build something stronger. Maybe those old patterns, those shadow aspects, they're not just lingering, they're actively sabotaging things. This isn't a gentle nudge, this is a full-blown demolition, but like a divinely guided one. The Selenite feels like it's cushioning the blow, making sure that even though it hurts, even though it's scary, you're ultimately safe. Like, maybe there were some illusions, some false beliefs that needed to be shattered. Maybe your divine counterpart was clinging to something that was actually holding them back, and the Tower is forcing them to let go. It's like the foundations that are there are all built on sand and must be washed away by the Tower. The Tower washes everything clean to start anew and create a more sturdy tower to stand the test of time. It's like, remember that Two of Pentacles energy? Trying to juggle everything? Maybe the Tower is saying, you can't juggle this. Some things have to fall. This could be a major test for your connection, right? Like, can you both weather this storm? Can you trust each other, even when everything feels like it's collapsing? The selenite energy is so important here. It's about creating a safe space to process all this, to be vulnerable, to support each other through the chaos. However, is it possible that this is not a shared experience, but one for your divine counterpart alone? It's possible, right? The selenite is there to protect and ensure that this tower moment is a cleansing, not a destruction. It's like things will be rocky for a moment, but a new foundation is being built. Okay, so wow, right? We've seen so much. From that fresh, fool energy, stepping out, trusting to the devil's shadows, the world's completion, that crazy 10 of Swords feeling, Judgment's rebirth, the 2 of Pentacles juggling act, and now this tower moment. It feels like a lot, I know, but look at it this way, okay? This tower, it's not the end, it's a clearing. Like the universe is saying, okay, all that stuff that wasn't working, gone, we're making space for something amazing. And with that selenite pyramid, that shield of light, it's like you're protected through it all, you know? It's not about punishment, it's about purification. So, really feel into that selenite energy right now. Feel that protection, that guidance. You're stronger than you think. All those challenges, they've made you who you are today, and they're preparing you for what's next. Trust yourself, okay? Trust your intuition. You know what's best for you, even when it's scary. Even when it feels like everything's falling apart. The shield of light is there to make you feel stronger even when life feels shaky. Embrace this tower moment, okay? Embrace the unknown. It's like the universe is full of surprises, and even though some of them might be a little intense, they're always leading you to something better. This isn't a destruction, but rather making space so you can become the best version of yourself. So just repeat after me, okay? I am safe. I am strong. I am guided. I trust the universe to support me, even in the midst of chaos. Feel that? You got this. The universe has got you, and I'm sending you so much love and light and blessings on your journey. Remember that selenite is always working for you. Hey there, amethyst palm stone lovers. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm super excited to dive into this reading with you. With the amethyst palm stone symbolizing harmonizing energies, and our theme being violet flame, integration dissolving discord, and embracing shared spiritual growth, we are looking at some seriously transformative potential here, like big time. First up, we have Temperance, and this card is all about balance, harmony, and finding that middle ground. Think of it as the foundation upon which everything else is built. With the violet flame, it's like you're alchemizing any inner conflicts or imbalances, creating a space for true connection, both within yourself and with your divine counterpart. It's like you're not rushing the process. You're allowing things to unfold in perfect timing, which is so key for harmonious relationships, right? This could mean learning to blend your energies, finding compromises, and really understanding each other on a deeper level. It's about patience, understanding, and knowing that true growth takes time. Now, we also have the King of Wands. Oh my gosh, this card is pure fire, pure passion. He's confident, charismatic, and totally embodies that integrated violet flame energy. He's already done the work, you know? He's a leader, an initiator, someone who inspires action and isn't afraid to take charge. Seeing him here suggests that either you or your divine counterpart, or even both of you, are stepping into this powerful, decisive energy. It's like you're no longer playing small. You're owning your power and pursuing your passions fearlessly. This could manifest as taking the lead in the relationship, expressing your desires openly, or just radiating confidence that draws your counterpart closer. He's just so self-assured, you know? And then we have the Knight of Wands. Hugh, talk about fiery energy. He's all about action, adventure, and impulsiveness. He's the messenger, the one who's ready to jump and head first, maybe a little too quickly sometimes. Now, he could be on a quest to embody that King of Wands energy, or he could be bringing you a message, some news, or even a surprise visit. It's like he's the spark that ignites the flame. But here's the thing, with the Knight of Wands, it's important to temper that impulsiveness with the balance of temperance, right? It's like he's bringing the excitement, the passion, but you need to make sure it's grounded in something real and sustainable, because it's so easy for that fire to burn out quickly. So maybe he is reflecting that initial spark, that excitement. Maybe he is literally bringing something to the table, or maybe he's reflecting that desire to jump into things a little bit too quickly. Let's see what other guidance we get. Okay, amethyst palm stone lovers, so what's gonna help you integrate all this? What's the next piece of the puzzle? Ooh, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so after all that fire from the King and Knight of Wands, this might feel a little bit, weird, right? I mean, we have Temperance, which is all about balance, and then bam, fire, 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 and then stillness. The Hanged Man is hold on a sec, let's just hang out here for a minute. So, usually the Hanged Man is all about surrender, about seeing things from a different perspective, and willingly pausing. It's you're giving up control to gain something even bigger, you know? It's not always the most comfortable feeling, especially after feeling so empowered with the King of Wands, strutting your stuff, right? But I think, with the Violet Flame integration, this is about surrendering to the process of transformation. It's you've ignited the flame, you've started to dissolve the discord, but now you need to let it burn, you need to let it do its thing. And sometimes, that means just hanging out in the unknown for a little bit. It can feel like you're not making progress, but trust me, you are. It's a crucial part of the alchemy, you know? Maybe you're being asked to look at the situation with your divine counterpart from a totally new angle. Maybe you need to see things from their perspective, or maybe you need to release some old beliefs about relationships that are holding you back. The Hanged Man is all about that shift in perception, that willingness to see things differently. This could also mean that you need to surrender to the timing of things. With the Knight of Wands wanting to rush in and the King of Wands wanting to take charge, the Hanged Man is saying, hey, not so fast, everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Trust the process, trust the universe, trust the violet flame to do its thing. It's really about faith, I think. Having faith that everything is working out for your highest good, even when you can't see the full picture. So, don't resist the pause, embrace it. Use this time to reflect, to meditate, to really connect with your intuition. And get ready, because I think this surrender is setting you up for something amazing. This is like the calm before the storm, you know. Or maybe the calm in the storm, it's about to get good. Okay, amethyst palm stone peeps, brace yourselves, because we just pulled the tower. I know that sounds super intense, right? After all that talk about balance and patience and surrender, here comes total chaos. But hold on a second, let's not freak out just yet. With the violet flame integration, the tower can actually be a really good thing, seriously. Think of it this way, the violet flame dissolves discord, right? Well, what if the tower is just the ultimate discord dissolver? It's sometimes you need a complete and total shakeup to clear out all the old junk that's been holding you back. You know, those outdated beliefs, those toxic patterns, those, super limiting fears? The tower comes in and just, boom, demolishes them. It's not always pretty, and it can definitely be scary, but it's necessary. Think about it, you can't build a beautiful new house on a cracked and crumbling foundation, can you? And with our theme being about your divine counterpart, this could mean a sudden shift in the relationship. Maybe some unexpected news comes to light, maybe there's a big argument, or maybe something just dramatically changes the dynamic. It might feel like the end of the world, but trust me, it's not. It's just clearing the way for a deeper, more authentic connection. Remember that King and Knight of Wands energy, that passion. Well, the tower can actually reignite that flame, but in a totally new and explosive way. Maybe you've been playing it safe, holding back, afraid to really be vulnerable. The tower shatters those walls, forcing you to be real, raw, and honest. It's no more hiding. This can be super liberating, and it can also bring you and your counterpart closer than ever before. This also relates back to the Hanged Man, because the tower is all about surrendering control. You can't stop the tower from falling, you can only control how you react to it, you know? So, instead of resisting the change, embrace it. Trust that the universe has your back and that this upheaval is ultimately leading you to something better. This is about to clear away the old, make way for the new. Think of it as a necessary purge, a cosmic reset button. I know it's scary, but you are so strong and you are so ready for this transformation. Now, I'm super excited to see what's next after all of that. Okay, Amethyst Palm Stone lovers, so, after all that intensity, what's next? We have the Two of Wands. Okay, so, right away, this feels like it's about choices, right? Like you've torn down the old, the tower has fallen, but now you're standing there, and you're like, okay, now what? With the Violet Flame integration, I think this Two of Wands is about making a conscious decision to move forward in a way that aligns with your soul's purpose, you know? It's about choosing a path that's in harmony with your divine counterpart, even if it's scary, or even if it's a little bit different than what you originally planned. It really makes me think back to the King of Wands. Because it's like, you have that fire, that passion, that vision, but now you need to decide how you're going to manifest it, and how are you going to bring your divine counterpart along for the ride? This could mean making a decision about where you want the relationship to go, you know. Are you ready to commit to something deeper? Are you ready to take that leap of faith? Or maybe it's about choosing to release some old patterns or expectations that are no longer serving you. Have you ever felt like you're at a crossroads, like you have all these amazing possibilities in front of you, but you're just not sure which one to choose? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. With the harmonizing energy of the Amethyst Palm Stone, I feel like you're being guided to choose the path that brings you the most peace, the most joy, and the most alignment with your true self and with your divine counterpart. Because, this isn't just about making any old decision, you know. This is about making a decision that's infused with that violet flame energy, that transformation, that desire to dissolve discord and embrace shared growth. It's like you're choosing to step into your power, to own your destiny, and to create a relationship that's truly aligned with your highest potential. I also feel like this card is about, taking a look at the big picture, you know. What are your long-term goals? What do you want to create together? Where do you see yourself and your divine counterpart in, 5 years, 10 years? It's like, with the tower shaking things up, now you have this opportunity to rebuild, to create something even better than before. But you need to be intentional about it. You need to make conscious choices that are aligned with your vision. With the Hanged Man suggesting that surrender and the Tower suggesting that destruction, this Two of Wands is almost like the phoenix rising from the ashes, you know? It's all about claiming your power to create a new world together. Okay, I'm super excited to see what the final card brings. Okay, Amethyst Palm Stone lovers, so after all of that intense energy we have the Moon. Ooh, okay, so this is interesting. So the Moon, right? It's all about intuition, dreams, the subconscious. Things that aren't always super clear, you know. It's like after the Two of Wands, where you're making conscious choices, the Moon is saying, okay, but what's lurking beneath the surface? This totally connects with the Violet Flame integration theme, because dissolving discord isn't just about dealing with the obvious stuff. It's about digging deep and uncovering those hidden patterns and fears. I think, in the context of your divine counterpart, this could mean there are some unresolved emotions or some illusions that need to be addressed. Maybe there's something you're not seeing clearly about the relationship, or maybe there's something your counterpart isn't being totally honest about, even if it's just to themselves, you know. It's like with the King and Knight of Wands bringing all that fire, and the Tower shaking everything up, maybe some stuff got swept under the rug. The Moon is like, nope, we gotta bring that stuff to light. This could also mean that your intuition is super heightened right now. You might be picking up on subtle cues, having vivid dreams, or just feeling a sense of unease that you can't quite explain. It's important to trust those feelings, even if they don't make logical sense. Because the Moon is all about trusting your gut, trusting your inner wisdom. This could mean there's a need to communicate openly. Remember the Hanged Man and how he was seeing things from a different perspective? Well, the Moon is expanding on that. It's not just about seeing things differently, it's about acknowledging the mystery, acknowledging the unknown. It's everything isn't always as it seems. Maybe you need to be super gentle with yourself and your counterpart right now, you know. There might be some sensitivity coming up. It's all about honoring those feelings and trusting that you're being guided. This is the final card, but this is the key to embracing those blessings that are coming your way. Okay, Amethyst Palm Stone loves, oh my gosh, the star. Like after all that, after the moon, after the tower, this is just like pure magic. You've gone through it, you know? But now it's like the universe is saying, here's your reward, here's your hope, here's your healing. Seriously, this is such a beautiful card. The star is all about renewed faith, inspiration, and feeling totally aligned with the universe. It's like you've been through the ringer, but you've come out stronger, wiser, and more connected to your true self. And in the context of your divine counterpart, this is huge, right? Remember that violet flame integration, dissolving discord? Well, the star is like the embodiment of that. All that yucky stuff, all those illusions the moon revealed, all that got cleared away, right? And now you're left with this beautiful, clear energy that's just radiating outwards. I think, like, with the Two of Wands, you were at that crossroads, right? Deciding which path to take. Well, the star is saying you're on the right path, seriously. You're choosing hope, you're choosing healing, and you're choosing to believe in the possibility of a beautiful future with your divine counterpart. It's like, even though things might still feel a little uncertain, sometimes, especially after the tower, right? You have this unwavering faith that everything is working out for your highest good. This card also reminds me of temperance, right? Because it's like finding that balance again, but on a higher level. With the amethyst palm stone's harmonizing energy, this is all about creating a relationship that's built on trust, honesty, and mutual respect. Like, you're both shining your lights brightly, and that's attracting even more love and abundance into your lives. The star is also a reminder to stay open to receiving. Sometimes, after going through tough times, it's hard to believe that good things can actually happen to you, right? But the universe is just waiting to shower you with blessings. I think this is the time to really focus on your dreams, on your passions, on the things that light you up inside. Because when you're vibrating at that high frequency, you're attracting your divine counterpart closer and closer. This could mean expressing those King of Wands desires, but in a way that's tempered and like really authentic, you know? Keep trusting your intuition, keep dissolving that discord with the violet flame, and keep believing in the power of love. You are so ready for this, and the star is shining just for you. It's gonna be amazing, I just know it.